The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the April 8th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day with a rally out here. You got the Dow up 971 points, S&P 137, NASDAQ 559, Russell's up 32, Transport's up 198, Semis up 147. NASDAQ Composite up 476, gold's up $47, silver's trading up 49 cents, light sweet crude is up 8 pennies, natural gas is back 2 cents. So we got certainly things to look at. We've got the semiconductor index that is going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count bottom pattern today. We've got the XLK up on our screen. It's going to go ahead and form a TD9 count bottom today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. In the case of the XLK, we have a new profile that is forming. It's got support at 180.21 and resistance at 195.74. The center is pretty much in the center of its profile. That's currently at the 187.97 level. So we're trading above that. As long as price remains above 187.97, the XLK ought to target 195.74. On a weekly basis, what the XLK needs is some type of bullish reversal candle to confirm a Gartley buy pattern. Monthly chart, price is held. It's a breakout level of support at 164.30. So it's really all going to be about right now the daily time frame. What it does as it gets up towards 195.74. If it gets up towards that level, that could set up a bullish piercing candle for the weekly time frame. But we really need to come back and take a look at this at the end of Friday's close, or obviously on Monday. As far as other signals out there, you've got the NVIDIA formed a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday. It's completing that today. Let's go check NVIDIA out. Somebody was going to ask about it. Let's go figure out and see what if there's any new profiles or any additional information for us on that. Right now, I've got NVIDIA. Can't tell if this is the. So it looks to me like NVIDIA is also forming a new profile, but I can't tell. It still might be the XLK that's up there. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Got to give me. Yeah, it's the. I was hoping it would be a bit smoother than this, but okay, it is what it is. So on a weekly time frame, I'm gonna have to look at a daily chart. Maybe I've got a bunch of. No idea why it's taking so long. Okay, so we take a look at NVIDIA. As this populates, you're going to see a TD9 count bottom pattern that formed yesterday, completing today. There is a new profile. The new profile support level is 99.75. The resistance area is up at 112.87. It's really a buy zone between 99.75 and 105 even, Steven. With price being above the oscillator and change line, and assuming that it closes above that today, what you're really looking for is a close above 105. A close above 105 is going to suggest suggest we get to 112.87 or 118.84. The weekly time frame already has a bullish piercing candle, but it's only Tuesday. But it's got potential there. That potential would be a weekly Gartley buy pattern. Monthly chart is trading below profile support, but the month is not over out there. That's on NVIDIA. Microsoft also going to go ahead and form a TD9 count bottom pattern today. They'll complete that tomorrow. Palantir is also going to do that. That also popped up on my system. You can see it shows -8 and a star. When you see a star next to a 8 or a 9 or a 1 out there, that's telling you you've got a confirmed that you've got a pattern that, if it says 8, it's 90% chance of confirming. If it's bar number 9, it's already formed out there. So we take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft formed a TD9 count bottom pattern last week. That level has held. On the daily time frame, Microsoft is going to go ahead and form a TD9 count pattern today. Price here running up into resistance at its oscillator and change line. It too forming a new profile. So profiles abound. You've got support at 362.53, resistance up at the 380.26 level. You close above 380.26, you'll see 392.62 out there. Palantir, I know there was a request for it from Mr. Bill. It shows up on my home page out here. So let's go take a look at Palantir, which will go ahead, or 90% chance that it will go ahead and form that TD9 count bottom pattern today. All we have to make sure is just simply that the close of bar number 9 needs to be below the close of bar number 5. And I don't know what that is until this chart here populates, but based on the move lower on Thursday and Friday, pretty good chance that we're not approaching that. But let's find out here. Now you've got a new profile that is also attempting to form, and that's at 77.70. What? Okay, yeah. 77.75 is support. Resistance up at 87.05. The close of bar number 5 is 87.45 as well, or is 87.45. As long as price does not close above 87.45 today, you have a TD9 count bottom on the daily time frame. What you're looking for here is for price to get above 87.05, Mr. Bill. If it does that, it'll go target its daily TD9 count top. That was for March 25th out there, and that's anywhere between the range of 95.08 to 98.17. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top with price holding support, and that was the buy zone between 69.60 and $82 even Steven. The monthly time frame chart, I probably can draw in an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That was confirmed 2 months ago with that bearish shooting star candle, but it took price right back to support 65.33. That was a buy point here. So Palantir is looking mighty bullish. Now what you want to watch though is it's got to clear that 87.05, and then it needs to clear that daily TD9 count top to really get bullish out there. So that's what's going on with Palantir. That's all that I see on my system here on this homepage. We're about to go to a break here, but let's go take a look at the daily equity future contracts. As we take a look at these, you've got, as we discussed yesterday, well, we didn't discuss it. I suppose it was Jacob and I, where I alerted folks that the Dow equity future not the Dow, the Russell 2000, its equity future contract, as well as its cash indice, as well as the IWM, each formed bullish key reversal bars yesterday. That was confirming a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern. There is a new profile in the Russell 2000. Support at 1749. Its price target first is 1925-ish. That's its oscillator and change line. And then above that, its sell zone, 1978 to 2054. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. I've got the now I've got the intraday charts up for the equity futures contracts. We've got the 10-minute time frame charts. Each of the 10-minute time frame charts formed tops this morning. You had a TD9 count top in the ES Mini that went ahead and formed at 10:30. It was 10:30 on the NQ. With regard to the Dow actually was 940. That confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And the case Russell 2000, it was at 940 as well. Now we can see here as the ES Mini has broken through a breakout level, its TD9 count breakout level at 52.1775. Now there's about a minute left in this trading session. So if price closes back above that, then support will have held. Otherwise, this is suggesting 51.62 would be the next price target. In the case of the NQ, TD9 count top, price trading below profile support, bullish structured profile support at 18.065. If we close below that, 17.964.50 becomes the price target. In the case of the Dow, 38.850 is where it's targeting. If it's unable to find support there, then it's 38.744. In the case of Russell 2000, it's going to go target its TD9 count breakout level, and that's at the 1831 area. So that's what's going on intraday from a 10-minute standpoint. Let's take a quick peek here at some multiple time frames momentarily. So this is going to go back. I did figure out what the problem was on this chart here, why things were taking so long. I was looking for 10,000 days worth of activity on the daily chart out there. So it's taking just a tad to go ahead and update that. But we fixed that, so that's a good thing. Now back to the NQ out here. If we take a look at the NQ, just looking for any other signals, any other pieces of information. So what's interesting is we got up basically to yesterday's intraday, yesterday's high, and we backed off. So we haven't cleared that as we speak. But I don't see any other real significant topping patterns out here. So now it's really a question of where does the NQ find support. The 15-minute time frame, you can see it's testing profile support. On a 30-minute time frame, that would be down at a 17.939 level. So that's what's going on with the NQ. If we take a look at the ES Mini, let's put up its multiple time frame charts out here. It'll take just a moment or two for this to populate. I'll show you one other thing to be paying attention to on the ES Mini, and we'll pull these charts over here momentarily. Just let them go ahead and get populated. While these are getting populated, go Gators. How about that game last night? That was the sloppiest game. It seemed like it was a fist fight most of the night. A number of pretty bad calls, I thought, on the refs out there. And then the end of the game, the way that game ended was not pretty out there. But lo and behold, my team won, so that was a good thing. We take a look at the ES Mini out here right now. So the ES Mini, as we already talked about, is testing that TD9 count breakout level. 52.17. We closed just below it a minute ago, but if we may close back above it, and then that would tell us that was a false breakdown to the breakdown message out there. On the 60-minute time frame chart, price found support at its oscillator and change line, so that's an important level to be watching. In the case of the 240-minute time frame chart, we can see resistance up at the 53.10 level. Now I'm going to pull over a 30-minute time frame chart. What I'm trying to understand here, what we want to understand, is really the question is, was yesterday the bottom? Was yesterday the bottom out there? And so what I want to do is watch I want to watch the intraday charts here. And what I have on this screen here, by way is a 30-minute time frame chart. And the green horizontal lines are the TD9 count breakdown levels. Those are areas where price should find support. Or should find resistance. If you can bust through those resistance levels, that tells you, at least for this time frame, you've got a change in trend that is going on. So if we take a look at the ES Mini, and it's working better with the ES Mini than the NQ, although I didn't show you this chart on the NQ, I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and it wasn't as clean as the ES Mini. So go back to your 30-minute time frame chart for the ES Mini. You can obviously take a copy or a snapshot of this picture here. It's got those levels for you already calculated. But if we take a look at the 51.92 level, we had price get up to 51.92. That was at 4 o'clock this morning as Europe was coming on board. Price was unable to clear that until the U.S. really took hold. Everybody was waking up 8 o'clock in the morning, and boom, off to the upside. Where did price stop next? At 52.88. So if we get above 52.88, I would ask you, where do you think the ES Mini is going to go target? 54.12. Now, this is a 30-minute time frame chart. We can put this on any time frame that we want to get a feel for where there's any support levels that are failing. And at this case here, we do have our first, this is a 10-minute time frame chart. This is what we already took a look at. We do have a breakout level that has failed out there. So let's take a look at a 15-minute time frame chart out here. It's still, the 30-minute time frame chart for me is just kind of a core. But if we take a look at a 15-minute time frame chart, no level of support has been broken. That level of support would be down at 50.60. In any event, what we're looking for here is to see resistance from a rally standpoint. Can resistance continue to fail, but also act as resistance? So from an intraday trading standpoint, you've got your price targets out there. And I recommend that you do that for the ES Mini trading out there. Let's start. I want to get to some of the requests that have come in. I really only got to one, which was Palantir. Duncan inside the Tigers Den wanted to take a look at Amazon. And Amazon is likely going to go ahead and, it's going to form bar number 8 of a TD9 count on Friday. That gives it a 90% chance it'll go ahead and complete a weekly TD9 count next week. Price is also testing the swing point from back in August 9th. That had volume of 272 million shares. This week, so far, we've done 140. But 140 times 2, you're at 280. We're not even halfway through. So we're certainly testing that swing point with volume, or rejecting it with volume. Typically, that indicates that we should get back down and test that level. On a daily time frame, we still have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that is present. But it has not been confirmed. In order to be confirmed, it needs a bullish reversal candle. Prices run up into resistance at its oscillator and change line, Dunk, and that's at the 182.17 area. So as long as price remains above that, we may see a further pullback. Probably have to go to some intraday charts to try to figure that out. The monthly time frame chart, price just simply held support, which was 169.79 out there. Price ever closed below that, we'd be looking at 142.81. So we don't have a confirmed daily bottom just yet out there. Maybe what we do is we get a nice little pullback out there, and then that could set up the the bullish reversal candle come tomorrow. So that's what's going on. We take a look at Amazon. Visual wants to take a look at BAC, Bank of America. So let's go take a look at it. BAC forming a TD9 count bottom pattern yesterday, completing that pattern today. Price is going to go target its oscillator and change line. That's up at the 650 level. If price can clear 650, then it'll go make a run for the 687 to 703.90 area. 703.90 is the area where a counter trend rally, or really it's between 687 and 703, is where a counter trend rally would come to an end. But the first level of resistance that, this is Clack. Why did I say BAC? Somebody wanted Clack. Yeah, so sorry, Mr. Bill. I've got something written down on my one document, something else I had done before. But somebody wanted KLAC, so I kind of screwed that whole thing up. We'll finish this up. We'll get this cleared away. I'll get things reorganized as soon as we get back from this break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So we're going to go ahead and finish off KLAC for you, which really looks great. The daily time frame chart's got that TD9 count bottom. It's going to go rally towards 650. The weekly time frame chart looks like it will go ahead and confirm a buy the D point pattern this week. That and price is getting back inside its profile. So it says last week's move may have been a false move to the downside. The monthly time frame, which has a TD9 count bottom, its work to the downside may be done as price is holding the bottom of its profile at 623.34. Let's now go take a look at BAC. We've got these things properly ordered. You take a look at BAC for InnoVisual. You have a buy the D point pattern that formed yesterday. You had a bull sash candle and a key reversal bar. Now what should unfold is price should rally up towards 38.31. If you can clear 38.31, it'll make its move towards its sell zone. The sell zone between 39.96 and 40.74. That's the daily time frame. The weekly time frame has triggered bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That says as long as price next week closes below, which is a likely outcome, closes below 41.25, you'll have a weekly TD9 count bottom to go with your daily by the D point bottom. And on a monthly time frame, price will have held the bottom of its profile, which is basically where we're trading right now. We're trading at 35.99. 35.98 is the bottom of its monthly profile out there. So BAC looks good from a daily standpoint and looking pretty good, quite frankly, from a weekly standpoint. Do it inside the Tiger's Den. Wanted to take a look at the gold contract. Let's look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frame. Let's start with the longer term view, the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame will complete a TD9 count top this month. It may also form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. This all suggests that price should pull back towards 28.66. Well, if we're going to get to 28.66, dude, we need to see a weekly close below 3,120. 3,120 is the top of the weekly profile. The weekly profile last week formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Between the monthly and the weekly, they say be cautious. Now, on the weekly, this could just be a 2-week move to the downside. If you look at the weekly chart, the center chart, the bottom panel, you will see that most of the moves to the downside are 2 to 3 bars, 2 to 3 weeks out there. So we'll keep that in mind. But from a price standpoint, we're watching 3,120. If we get below that, because the daily chart is below profile support, which is at 30.49.60 on any rally, that likely becomes resistance. What's wide open on the daily time frame chart is 28.10. I can envision where gold moves lower, maybe even further than 28.10 level out there, just to really flush out the weak hands. Now we're going to take a look at the GDX, not next, but in a couple of minutes out there as a request. And remember that the GDX and gold directionally trade for the most part in the exact same direction. So the daily chart for gold says be really cautious. So does the weekly and the monthly chart out there. So on a monthly time frame, what I think this is suggesting to you and I is we could get a 2-month pullback out there. So first things first, key levels of support have got to fail, and that next key level out there is going to be 3,120. So, dude, that's what I see when I take a Goldilocks. Hope that helps you out. Let's go take a BBAI. That's for Dan inside the Tiger's Den. BBAI is trading out at 36. Oh, now I got the Bank of America chart. That's too funny. Good Lord, Steve-O. Let's try this one. BBAI. At least this time I caught it. Last time I didn't. So if you take a look at BBAI, I'm going to start. Where am I going to start? First, I'm going to populate these, so I've got all my tools out here. So the weekly time frame chart has us a bit concerned, and that is because we've got no bottom pattern, and price is trading below the bottom of its bullish structured profile, which we've been below for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be now 6 weeks. This is suggesting, Dan, that price may want to go get back to its breakout level at $170. I don't know about the monthly time frame chart. I don't know that it's really sitting in its oscillator and change line, but I do know that the profile level support is at 209. So the next areas of support to the downside would be as follows. But hold on a second here. So you do have a wave 7 bottom pattern that is going to go ahead and form today out there. So that's courtesy of Basil Chapman. So what has happened here, Dan, is prices running into resistance, and that is at sell zone on the daily time frame. That's between 310 and 318. So what you'd be looking for here is a close above 318. If you get that, then I would say you're likely to rally towards 360, which would be the bottom of that weekly profile out there. That's what the daily chart is telling us. But again, if this holds as resistance, expect price to pull back. Does it find support at 293? I'd say the level would be about 279 out there. So it's just not really clear to me at the moment at 1136. But as long as that daily resistance level holds, we'll likely see price pull back in BBAI. So I hope that helps you out. Let's take a look at ELO. Want to take a look at the GDX. Let's pull up the GDX charts out there. And on the GDX, what do we have? So the GDX on a daily time frame doesn't have a topping signal. On a weekly time frame, it's got a very clear topping signal. It's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And price got back to its buy zone. The buy zone, that was yesterday. The buy zone is between 39.42 and 41.09. What you'd really like to see this do this week on Friday, ELO, is close above that green oscillator and change line. I don't know what it will be on Friday. What it is right now is about 42.55. The daily monthly time frame chart does not have any kind of a topping pattern, and prices trade above profile resistance at 40.47. That was tested so far, the low of this month, and that has held. So the monthly is bullish. The weekly is not bullish. It's not bullish. And the daily is, I think it's taken its P's and Q's really from the weekly chart out there. But it's trading below profile support at 44.15. So knowing what we were looking at in gold, if I'm right on gold, because gold's got the bearish monthly, it's got the bearish weekly chart out there, and the same on the daily time frame. So when I say bearish, topping patterns out there. So on the GDX, I'd say just simply because of the directional correlation that exists, we've looked at that a number of different times. Be very careful out here with regard to the GDX. So that takes us through all of the requests that I see at this moment in time. So I'll check my phone, see if we've got anything else there, or I'll just find different things for us to go ahead and take a look at. But as we speak right now, we still got a nice rally going on. I expect that this rally is a worldwide, it's a global rally. All markets around the globe are rallying out there. So I expect that today's rally will stick. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. So the next request that we have out here is from Kevin. Kevin wants to take a look at the IWM, but Kevin's question is, please assess IWM on an hourly and daily. What target do you have for the upside? So for that, what we're really going to look at is Russell 2000 equity future contract. There's not really enough data. I mean, you got 6.5 hours worth of data, versus almost 24 hours worth of data. I'll take the 24 hours worth of data. So your question is, where's the next upside target? The first thing is to understand where resistance is at, or what identified a top out here. For the Russell 2000, it was its 15. Well, it's really two different. Both the 10-minute and the 15-minute chart identified the top. So let's go with the highest top. The 15-minute resistance level would be its TD9 count top. That's at 1888. But on the 10-minute chart, it's at 1889.90. So 1889.90 is the resistance level that if price is able to close above, is signaling to you that you should see a further rally. A further rally to where? Well, I can't tell you exactly where it's going on an hourly by hourly basis, but what I can share with you is what its price target would be in the 1926-ish area. Again, we're looking at the June contract for the Russell 2000 out there. We're trying to identify, did the TD9 count top on the 15-minute bottom? Did the 10-minute chart bottom? Well, I don't really have a clear pattern that would tell us that. So then that says, where's the next area of support? 1836.30. That's the bottom of its 30-minute time frame chart out there. But if I look at, let's look at let me put up this 10-minute time frame chart. We're just going to open it up and take a look at it. So on the 10-minute time frame, price got back to a prior low out there, and so far that is held, and we're above that swing point. That was from 2110 on the 7th out there. So that was last night. Right now, you asked about an hourly chart. What does the hourly chart actually show us? Let's take a look at the hourly chart out here. Since you asked for it, we're going to give it to you. So what I have out here is I've got a wave 7 bottom. I've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern. So the key resistance out here on the hourly time frame, it was tested and rejected yesterday. It's a TD9 count breakdown resistance area, and that's at 1920.60 out there. So as far as what is this next move going to make out here, I'd start watching the intraday charts, like a 10-minute chart, maybe a 5-minute chart, and start to see if you get a momentum trade. In other words, see if you are just seeing now higher lows. Higher lows and higher highs would even be better out there, but just make sure that you're seeing higher lows out there, and that could be the identification. And that maybe we've bottomed out for the morning out there. So best that I can do, Kev. Oh, I will go take a look at the IWM charts for you, just so you can take a look at those on the daily, weekly, and monthly. Well, that's not them. Nice move there, Steve-O. Where did I put them? That's not it. Let's try this. Okay. Stevie's kind of messed up today. Must have been up too late watching that basketball game. So sorry about that. I don't know where the IWM charts, Kevin, went, but really you want to pay attention to the Russell 2000 daily equity future charts. If you're trading the IWM, again, you don't have to trade the futures, but you want to be aware of the patterns that are out there. So let's go take a look at KTOS. Sounds like a radio station in Oregon. It's Rich from Oregon who wants to take a look at this. And his question is this a buy today out here? So if you're asking, do I have a bottoming pattern today, the answer would be yes. What would be that bottoming pattern? That would be the A to B equals CD pattern, but I don't like to use this one. And what I mean by that, I'm still going to draw it in here. The A point's pretty easy. It's the high of this pattern. But in this case here, the B point, which would be the candle session from April 2nd, I'd have to use as both the B point and the C point out there. And I really hate to use the same candle for both. But the reason why I say that today would be a bottoming signal is because price gapped up. That's a bullish signal. Now, what is price doing? What price is doing is running into resistance, which is the top of its daily profile, 30.59. So I wouldn't ask you to go ahead and take a long position, knowing that this is day number 2 of a rally. This thing has stalled after every day number 2 of a rally since the late part of February, since February the 24th out there. So it's not a guarantee, but what you and I are trying to do is we're trying to understand chart patterns and try to identify the probabilistic. Is that even a word? It is now. Stevie made that one. What's the probability here? And when we take a look at the pattern, when we understand the cadence of the KTOS out there, it's typically 2-day rallies and then at least a 1-bar pullback. So what that says is wait to buy tomorrow's pullback out there, should that unfold. On a weekly time frame is offering a word of caution because price remains below profile support. So what that says is you're really looking for price to get above 30.96 on a weekly basis and close above that level, getting back inside the profile. The monthly time frame has a TD9 count top, but price found support both at its oscillator and change line, that's bullish, and the bottom of its profile, so that too is bullish. Now, it's dealing with resistance, which happens to be the top of its monthly profile, and that's at 30.34. So you'd really like to see price close above 30.34 out there. Of course, we know you really want to see price close above 30.59, and then, because that was the top of the daily profile, and then we know you really want to see price close above 30.96. Is today the buy? I'd say you got the buy signal today. Wait to see if you get a pullback tomorrow, and then based upon the cadence of this, go ahead and fire away. And that was KTOS. No other requests that I am aware of out here. I'm just going to check the phone, see if there's anything else that came in. The answer is no, I don't think so. Yeah, no. So I've covered everything. So now what do we want to go look at? I wish I had some things open. Let's look at, I don't know, what was the silver? There you go. Thank you. So let's go take a look at silver. Silver is the May contract, if I'm not mistaken. So let's pull up the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame charts for silver. Silver and gold. So if we take a look at silver, silver also trading below daily profile support, which was up at the as well as its TD9 count breakout level at 32.21. So the daily time frame is suggesting that we may see lower price. The weekly time frame says you ain't seeing any lower price until you close below 28.60. And 28.60 is the TD9 count breakout level. Now, what this shows us is it shows us a sideways consolidation between about 28.60 and up at around the 35-36 level. The monthly time frame chart did find support. That's the positive at the bottom of his profile, 27.67. But is that a bottom? I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know the answer to that. What I can share with you is that if we get a close below 28.60, then the answer is no. We don't have a bottom yet for silver. And I suspect that we don't. I could be wrong on that call with regard to gold. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol AQST. This is for Bob in Spokane. Bob, yesterday, this generated a buy signal. The buy signal was a test and rejection of lighter volume from the swing point of March 6th. That March 6th swing point had volume of 2.2 million shares. Yesterday it was tested and rejected with 1.7 million shares. Of course, now what you need, what you're looking for, what Tom has taught us, is you're looking for a sign of strength. So you're looking at some type of move that gets you out of this area because we're still trading inside that swing point with volume, and then you would buy that first pullback retracement. Now, even though we have a bottom pattern out there, price remains below the bottom of its daily profile, and that is at 278, and its red oscillator and change line. So what I'm saying is we got a bottom signal yesterday, but we don't have conviction in it. If you look at the weekly time frame chart, and I don't know what time period of a holder you are, but to the extent that you are intermediate term or longer term, look at the oscillator and change line, which is acting as resistance right now. So in other words, you need to see a close above 298, which is what it's printing at right now. It'll be higher if we were to rally, to tell you that you've got some type of potential bottom signal. I do not. The bottom signal on the weekly time frame would be continuing to hold 264, which we're trading below right now. That's its breakout level. And on a monthly time frame chart, it's holding the profile support level. Of course, we don't know if it will hold that at month's end. That is at 260. We're trading at 259. So definitely a bottom signal yesterday, but I say kind of suspect. We'll finish out the show, take a look at the U.S. dollar, but we'll do it by taking a look at the currencies, or three of the currencies that make it up: the euro, the yen, and the pound. Well, let's start with the pound. The pound has yesterday formed a sell the D point top. It did it with, or 2 days ago, with its bearish engulfing candle. What price is doing now, it's going to go target its breakout level at 1.2577. As that happens, as it moves lower, that'll put weakness into the pound, strength into the dollar. The euro is trading below its oscillator and change line. As long as it remains below that, it's lost momentum. If that continues to move lower, that's going to put strength in the U.S. dollar. In the case of the Japanese yen, it needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a buy the D point pattern. Right now, it's moving lower today. That's getting stronger. The U.S. dollar index is getting weaker. So that's what I've got there. Folks, thanks so much for joining me. Have a terrific Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow to